Shut the fuck up! Fucker! Move! Damn it! Hello everyone and welcome to the most Kino Comfy live show in all of video. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day in the chat. We are live for Valentine's Day and I'm going to tell you this, folks at home, it's time to wake up. So with that said, I got a question for you. Happy Valentine's Day. Pack them in, hit the like button, share the stream. And I got a question for the folks at home. Number one, do you want to hear the good news or bad news first? Do you want to hear the good news or bad news first? Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Do you want to hear the good news or the bad news first? Do you want to hear the good news or the bad news first? Do you want to hear the good news or the bad news first? Do you want to hear the good news or the bad news first? Happy Valentine's Day. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. Happy Valentine's Day. That's what we're talking about. We got some breaking news here to discuss. Believe me, we do. No one's covering this, seemingly, so I don't know what's going on, but the gaming industry is collapsing right before us. Nonetheless, do you want to hear the good news or the bad news? Do you want to hear the bad news? Fake fans, or do you want to hear the good news? Do you want to hear the bad news? Or do you want to hear the good news? Do you want to hear the bad news? Or do you want to hear the good news? We got a lot to discuss here today. The future of video is not looking bright, that I know, and believe me, that I can tell you. We're going to go ahead and do a poll because you guys are not listening already. Off to a terrible start here on Valentine's Day. There we go. Good news or bad news? Go ahead and vote in the poll. Share the stream. Get people in here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's not clickbait. PlayStation just died, in my opinion, so we're going to discuss that. There was breaking news last night surrounding the future of PlayStation, and quite frankly, it's not looking too hot. MO coming through, pop of the chair with a lowball Lonnie special. That's what we're talking about. So do you want to hear the good news or the bad news first? Which one? Okay, they want to hear bad news because they're fake fans. Of course they are. They can't be bothered to support the show. MO's the only one stepping it up here. We're going to end the poll because it's obvious that's what you want to hear. So with that said, the bad news is that PlayStation just died. Okay, that's the bad news. PlayStation just died, and it's incredibly sad, but they don't care. You see, these fake gamers have crawled out of some cave. It's a very nasty cave, and they don't care about gaming. They don't care about games. And then they project that bullshit on other people. But in reality, you know, they're the ones that don't care. Leonardo DiCaprio coming through, that's what we're talking about. So the bad news is that PlayStation just died, and we'll go over that here in a few moments, okay? We'll go over that here in a few moments. PlayStation just died today, okay? It really did. There was new news tonight, early this morning, whenever it was, and it's not looking too hot for PlayStation. It's not looking too hot for Xbox. The entire landscape is changing. You don't care. More than likely, but nonetheless, we're going to discuss it. So that's the bad news, folks. That is the bad news. PlayStation just died. We'll talk more about it here in a few moments once you can get people in here. So keep sharing, keep hitting the like button on the show. Happy Valentine's Day. And speaking of Valentine's Day, the good news is, okay, well, we got to stall a little bit longer because not everyone's in here. It takes 40 minutes for people to get in here, and it's ridiculous that we have to wait that long, but nonetheless, it is what it is. So we'll get to the good news here in just a moment. I got a new reality show. Let's take the losers from California, let's bring them to Chicago, and let's see how they can handle the cold weather. That's the new reality show. You got it made in the shade out there in Cali. That's why it's expensive, because the weather is not terrible. Very seldom is it terrible. You come to Chicago, you got to be built different. Let me just put it to you that way. You got to be built different. All right, we're going to get into the good news here shortly. We're going to get into the good news here shortly. We're going to get into the good news here shortly. We're going to get into the good news here shortly. We're going to get into the good news here shortly. We're going to get into the good news here shortly. We're going to get into the good news here shortly. We're going to get into the good news here shortly. We're going to get into the good news here shortly. Well, PlayStation died today. Xbox dies tomorrow. As the Xbox podcast, you know, the Xbox fans have been waiting for it. And
it's over.
That's what we're talking about. Eddie coming through, popping the cherry. Eddie coming through.
Chloe super chatted 5
Chloe, rather. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Happy Valentine's Day, Mackle and chat.
That's what we're talking about. Eddie Valley coming through. Popping the cherry right here on Valentine's Day. Mo coming through, popping the cherry. But nonetheless, Chloe Vetti coming through. And we're going to go ahead and get to the good news here. We're going to go ahead and get to the good news here because I'm tired of waiting. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get to the good news here. We're going to go ahead and get to the good news here. We're going to go ahead and get to the good news here. We're going to go ahead and get to the good news here. And right here it is. It is Valentine's Day, and okay, it's Valentine's Day, and with that said, she loves. Okay, yeah, she loves. So we're going to do a special unboxing. That's the good news, is that she loves. Okay, we're going to do a special unboxing here. We're going to do a taste test. Look at this, really fancy stuff here. It's like you're on the Titanic or something. Unbelievable. We're going to go ahead and do an unboxing. She certainly loves. That I know and that I could tell you. Okay, your mother sent this over, and she knew we were down bad. And come on, someone's got to step it up outside of $199. This is ridiculous. I'm out here. It's cold. It's never not cold out here. And today's a warmer day, by the way, but it's still fucking cold. That's why my eyes are watering. It's fucking cold out here. I need you guys to come to Chicago. Get on the fucking plane. I'll go to the city tomorrow, and I'll meet you. It's not hard. Let's go. And then you can come and experience the fucking cold weather. You can come and experience the misery. Because that's what this shit is. But you guys live in these southern states and, you know, Florida, Texas, California, and you haven't made in the shade. Dead ass. You haven't made in the shade. Then you act like 40 degrees is cold, and it's like, well, that's the temperature. That's the high today. And today's a spring-like day. You know, you don't get these days that often in January, February, whatever month it is, right? Done with it. So the good news is that she loves, and we're going to be doing a special unboxing here. So let's go ahead and hit that like button. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. We're going to go ahead and do a special unboxing here. And the bad news is that PlayStation just died. We'll go over that here in a moment. But I need this chat to get on the right track here. I need you to start communicating. That's why you're never going to get laid, because you don't know how to talk.
It's over.
There we go. Someone coming through and popping the cherry again. That's what we're talking about. It's Valentine's Day. Come through hard and strong.
Alex Escobar,
she loves. Alex Escobar coming through. That's what we're talking about. A fucking legend, baby.
Oh, Mackle, time to build the winter body. Chips, hamburger, Alana loves.
That's what we're talking about. Alex Escobar coming through. And doing so in a way that makes sense. That's what we're talking about, bud. Alex Escobar coming through with the 5. Do appreciate that, bud. Alex Escobar, longtime viewer, member, supporter of the show. And we're going to go ahead and do the unboxing, folks. We're going to go ahead and do the unboxing. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. We got no excuse. We're not broadcasting on mobile today because that's just a waste of time, even though it's not. But nonetheless, we didn't feel like broadcasting on mobile today because that chat is filthy and toxic, and it's just sad. So with that said, we only have 81 likes. We'll do the unboxing at 100 likes. If we can manage to get it to that, we should be able to. So go ahead and tap the screen, hit the like button, and we'll get started here in just a moment when the time is right. We'll get started here in just a moment when the time is right. PlayStation just died. Yes, it did, and we will talk about why that is seemingly the case here after we get through this unboxing. It's not really clickbait, because when you really look at it and you look at it in a way that makes sense, it's not great news for the gamer. And tomorrow is the big day for Xbox. What the future of that entails is going to be interesting, but I think we've kind of have it figured out in a way that makes sense. Okay, we're going to start shouting people out because you know, you guys could be bothered to show up while other people couldn't. We got Z Williker in here. We got Ras Gurmy in here. We got the Andrew. We have the Andra Ronkus. I don't know how to say that. We got Lost Gamer in here. We got Jason as our hero. We got Chris H is in the building. That's what we're talking. A beautiful day out here, Chris H. I tell you that. We haven't had a real winter. A couple of snowstorms, but it's been a few weeks ago. And chat's totally dead. Chat's totally dead. You know, we might open up the lines and maybe she'll call in today on Valentine's Day. That'd be you know, that's what you guys are really waiting to hear, right? Well, who knows? We just don't know. I don't even know if the number works. I don't even know the number. I'm not coming to Flint, Michigan, buddy. You can kiss my foot with that. Why don't you come to Chicago? I'm not coming to Flint, Michigan. That's a. Anybody going to no Flint, Michigan, bud? Okay. Okay, we hit 100 likes. We're going to go ahead and do the unboxing, folks. Happy Valentine's Day. If she doesn't love, just know that I do, okay? You might not seem like I love, but that's the tough love that we provide right here, okay? We got hearts, nothing but love, hearts. Peace and love, like the Beatles said. 1964, yep. Okay, with that said, we're going to go ahead and do the unboxing. She sent this over because she wouldn't go on a date with me, so she sent the chocolates instead, and it's like, well, that's not a great substitute, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. We're going to go ahead and do the unboxing here. Shut your bitch ass up! We're going to go ahead and do the unboxing! It's time to wake up in here. It's time to wake up in here. We should have 300 plus viewers. No excuse. You don't have anything better to do on Valentine's Day, because I know she doesn't love. That's why you're here. If she did, you wouldn't be here. That's what we're talking about.
I always align with the majority consensus. Super chatted $10. Hey there, buddy. It's good temperature out here in the southern states.
Yeah, I better. Then go outside. Why are you in the basement? If you live in Mississippi, if you live in Louisiana, if you live in Alabama, if you live in Florida, if you live in California, if you live in Arizona, if you live in Nevada, I mean, come on, man. It's like 80 degrees probably, or at least like 60 or 70. Unbelievable. It's time to get outside of the basement. You got no excuse. You know, at least here you have an excuse. It's like, well, you don't want to go outside because it's fucking miserable. But today the weather isn't too shabby, although it could be better. Tell you that.
It's over.
MO coming through hard and strong.
M0 M0
MO coming
M0
through hard and
M0
strong.
M super chatted $5.
That's what we're talking about. MO coming through hard and strong. Figure it out, dude. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this unboxing here. We're going to go ahead and do this unboxing here. We're going to go ahead and do this unboxing here. We're going to go ahead and do this unboxing here. We're going to go ahead and do this unboxing here. We're going to go ahead and do this unboxing here. And we're going to undo this here. This is, I wish we could show it better, but kind of can't. So, just going to have to bear with me here in a way that hopefully makes sense. Okay, well, I guess we're not going to be able to unbox it. How do we get this off? Well, that's fake anyway. We don't need to get that off. How do you unbox this thing? Wait a minute. It just opens. Oh, it's fake. Oh. Oh! Dude, we should make a horror movie. Cut some eyeballs in this bitch. The Valentine's Day Massacre. Look at that. Look at that. That'd be a good horror movie. We got a built-in mask right here. Cut the holes right here for the eyes. Boom. There you go. All right, we're going to do an official unboxing right here. She loves that I know that I could tell you. Dove milk chocolate. Oh, well, let's see how this tastes here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the unboxing here. Dove milk chocolate. Let's see how the cookie crumbles here. What's inside? Oh, there's chocolate. Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 Please wake up in here. I mean, where else are you going to find this content? Someone outside, someone talking to you outside, interacting with an audience outside. I mean, it just doesn't exist. Talking about the world of video games, unboxing chocolates that your mother sent over. Because she does love. Maybe you don't love, but she does. You know, you're just not going to find this content anywhere else. And we're going to wash down the cavities here because,
It's over!
Lesser Heart super chatted £9.99. Nick Cousin Nick Carr.
Whoa! No!
Believed me.
No!
Bring back the good old days of MGM.
No!
Show
Where are
us
my
your
moderators?
penis.
Where are my moderators? Oh, it even has little sayings in here. Look at this. I love you, fall in love, anything is possible. The trolls fucking support harder than the fans. Unbelievable. You got to stop going to the movie theater. You got to stop going to, stop watching television. Stop reading the news. Believe me. You'd rather give Hollywood, you know, $20 to go see Spider-Man in spandex? Like, yikes, could never be me. Oh. Let's go. I need more energy in this chat, man. If XQC did this, you'd be fucking in love with this. Oh my God, what a great broadcast. Love it so much. But you know, it's Michael, right? You know, we can't love Michael. Well, then I can't love you. A two-way street in here. That's how relationships work, bud. It is a two-way street. You kiss my foot, well, we'll roll the red carpet out for you. It's not hard. Well, this is milk chocolate here. We got special sayings. Live passionately. We're eating the chocolates your mother sent over for Valentine's Day. Let's get some hearts in the chat. She came through hard and strong, believe me. And yes, PlayStation did die. We're going to go over this here in a moment once we're done with these chocolates. Let's not lie about having a wife. If you had a wife, it's time to take a day off the internet and spend time with her. Be a gentleman, okay? Quit being a loser. I don't understand the disconnect. I don't get it.
It's over!
Charlie Mad super chatted $5.
That's what we're talking about.
Michael's past relationships are like a box of chocolate. You never know which one has nuts in them. Chocolate bar, peanut, cucumber, peanut, chocolate bar. She does not love. Broken heart.
Well, if she doesn't love, he will. You know, go to the gay bar tonight and you'll...
Broken heart. Broken heart.
You are lovable. We're getting new sayings every time we eat a candy. Look at this. This is unbelievable. We're getting new sayings every time we eat a candy. Look at this right here.
Chocolate bar. Chocolate bar. Peanut. Cucumber. Peanut. Chocolate bar. Chocolate bar. Chocolate bar. Chocolate bar. Chocolate bar.
That's what we're talking about. How much sugar's in this shit? Trans fat, 0. Sodium, 20. Total sugar, 15 grams. I don't know. Oh, man. I think one more. This is rich. Laugh often. Anything is possible. I love you. You are lovable. Fall in love. Live passionately. Man, they know the men are down bad. Huh. Jeez. Oh.
It's over!
The sit-down clown super chatted $4.99. Happy Valentine's Day, Michael. Can't wait to see what today brings.
Well, I mean, if your mother calls in, that'd be fantastic, but she's busy. She sent over the chocolates instead as a substitute. And she's going to go see another man tonight. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Okay. PlayStation just died. Let's go ahead and discuss this breaking news within the past few hours. I'm not even trolling, bud. So let's go ahead and discuss this here. This is terrible news for gamers all across the globe. And let's go ahead and read this in a way that makes sense. Sony misses PS5 sales target as console enters latter stage of its life cycle. So let's go ahead before we go into this even further. Sony is already saying that we are entering the later stage of the PS5's life cycle. Now, mind you, how many true exclusives does this console have? 7, 8, 9 true exclusives. 10 maybe at max. Actual exclusives. 10 exclusives. The console's been out for over 3 years. And now we're already entering the later stage of its life cycle with true 10 exclusives. And, you know, I can't figure it out on the air here, but if you were to look at the Xbox 360 that came out in 2005 and you were to fast forward 3 years, so 2005, 6, 7, 8, and you were to look at how many Xbox 360 exclusives are there, I guarantee you that there's more than 10 within the same period of time. Does that make sense? So Sony is basically pulling the plug on the PlayStation 5 here. That's what I'm gathering from this. And quite frankly, the industry, we're in a crash right now. We're in a crash. Microsoft is a $1 trillion company. They have just tons of resources, unlike any other company, you know. And they're so desperate for people to play these games that they have to bring these games to other platforms because gaming is dead. That's the reality. And here's what's happening. PlayStation is going to follow suit immediately. You know, it's just Xbox has to take the first step forward. Microsoft, Xbox, they have to take the first step forward, and then Sony eventually follows suit. That's why the games are on PC. Okay, right here, the company now expects to sell 21 million consoles in its 2013 financial year, down from a previous forecast of 25 million units. Okay, the numbers are not doing as hot as they thought they were doing. Now, why is this the case? Well, I can help them. Okay? It's a simple solution. Software, and I need you guys to say it with me in this chat. Let's go. Software drives hardware. Okay? Software drives hardware. You know what? We're not listening. Here's what we're going to do. We're not listening right now. Here's what we're going to do. Hello. Can you guys hear that? Hello. No, you can't. Okay. We got a problem here. Got a big problem here. Hello. Hello. I can't hear a damn thing. I can't hear a damn thing. Okay, it's not going to work. Hello. I can't hear anything. Unbelievable. Oh, man. Hello. Can you guys hear anything? Hello. It's not coming up. Okay, well, let's figure this out in a way that makes sense. Hello. There we go.
Hello. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the world of video. Hello?
Hello.
Hello? I'm a normie and I love the PlayStation 5. I can't wait to play Spider-Man 2 New Game Plus again. I can't wait to play Spider-Man 2 New Game Plus. Shut your bitch ass up. Hello?
Okay, they got the chat alive. For some reason, it's like something with the tone of voice in here. Just, you know, people can't handle it. And I don't know what we were talking about, but I don't think we were listening. So basically what has happened here is that, I know what we were going to do. We were going to make a song, but I'm not doing that. It's a lot of work. So, the fact that what the fuck is this bullshit? Tesla master plan in 3 to 4 minutes. Why is this on the screen? Holy shit. The problem with the industry right now is that there's no software, okay? I mean, there's games, but they're trash. That's what you need to know and understand. There are games, but clearly they're not good enough because the sales for the PlayStation 5 are not meeting expectations here. Sony misses PS5 sales target as console enters later stage of its life cycle. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this here in a way that makes sense. We're not reading all this crap. We expect the annual sales pace of PS5 hardware will start falling from the next fiscal year. Okay, so I don't know what that means, but they're expecting lower numbers here, I believe. Sony Senior Vice President Naomi Matuska in the comments reported by Bloomberg, as such, we will put more emphasis on the balance between profitable and sales. For this reason, we expect the annual sale pace of PS5 hardware will start falling the next fiscal year. Sony added it has no plans to release. Here we go. This is the big news here. This is the big news. You guys are not listening. You don't care because you're too busy with that Xbox shit. Well, quite frankly, this is worse news. Right here. Sony added it has no plans to release any new major existing franchise titles in its next fiscal year. So basically no first-party titles are coming this year. From what I'm understanding, and I could be wrong on that, but from what I'm understanding, it looks like a total shit show here. So they're basically done. They're basically saying that no one's going to buy the PlayStation 5, and that's because, well, they already said there's no first-party software. So it's done. It's done. It's over. It's over. Now, there are games coming like Stellar Blade and, there's Final Fantasy and all that shit, but those are not PlayStation Studio games. They might be exclusive or timed exclusive or whatever, but those aren't first party, Insomniac or, any other woke devs they own. So it's over. You're getting an Until Dawn remaster later this year, but quite frankly, They basically said there's no reason to buy a PS4. This is what Sony basically just said. There's no reason to buy a PS5 anytime soon, as there's no first-party titles coming until the next, whatever. Great. Well, I would argue that there hasn't been any software in the past 3 years to begin with, so this, it's kind of nothing new. It's just kind of what we already... Name one good game on the PlayStation 5 and I'll wait. I have most of the console exclusives. They're all trash. We were promised a next-generation experience. It's the same old slop over and over with, higher frame rate and resolution. That's boring. Sorry, that's not next generation to me. These game developers have gone woke. They're too busy at Starbucks drinking their soy latte, too busy on Twitter, posting their rainbow opinions. It's really fucking sad. But that's the state of the industry. All the vet devs left, and, I can't blame them. It's clearly a toxic environment to work in, and, the pay is probably trash, so I don't know, dude. Gaming is dead. And tomorrow we get new updates on Xbox, what Phil Spencer's going to say, and they're going to have to bring these PS5 games to PC as well. They're going to have to continue that trend, and in fact, they'll probably copy Xbox and bring PlayStation games everywhere as well once Xbox makes the first move. We've heard that Hi-Fi Rush is officially coming. We don't know right now, but it's all but confirmed. Hi-Fi Rush will be coming to other platforms and some other unknown game. They're gonna slowly introduce this, and it's a very smart move by Phil Spencer at Xbox. They're gonna slowly introduce these small games that very few people care about, these niche games that very few people care about. They will eventually take them to other platforms and systems, so they begin the slow rollout of eventually Starfield is coming, but we're not ready to talk about that right now. So that's what they're going to say tomorrow. That's what they're going to say tomorrow. And they're going to soften the blow by basically saying, Hi-Fi Rush, a few other games are coming, and they won't mention the big games, but the big games will eventually come. That's going to be the podcast That's going to be the podcast tomorrow because no one cares about Hi-Fi Rush. I mean, 5 people on the internet love that game, and that's it. So no one gives a shit. And if you're Phil Spencer, you announce the small games first, coming over to different platforms. That softens the blow. He tells the Xbox fans what they want to hear. They're back on board. And it's like the Xbox One. You know, Xbox One, Don Matrick, all-in-one, always online, blah, 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 blah. Nothing really changed about that console. They just told people what they wanted to hear, and then they slowly reintroduced that stuff as time went on. You know what I mean? Like, the conversation in 2013 was retarded because people were saying that, you know, the Xbox shouldn't require an internet connection to play. That never changed. From day one, in 2013, you needed internet to fucking activate your Xbox One. So, you know, they bitched and they said we're hearing what you're saying, but they didn't really change much of anything, to be honest. Yeah, Nintendo's the last console. Well, the Switch 2 is going to be interesting, too, because that could be the next Wii U. It's over. I mean, this is going downhill quick. When everyone plays, we all win. This quote from Phil Spencer won the gaming industry. Okay, well, exclusives have been dead for a few years now. PlayStation, when they brought their games to PC, that's when they died. When Xbox said you can play the same games on PC day one, that's when they died. When you bring games to PC, you're opening up the game unlike ever before. Because it's a lot more easy to mod. It's a lot more easy to just, you know, modify and change the game to your liking. When games come to PC, they come to die. Okay, that's really what it's all about because it turns into a different game. These PC, don't even get me started on PC fanboys. Okay, they're never content with the actual game itself, and that's why GTA 6 is not launching on PC day one. It's the best move that Rockstar Take-Two could have ever made. So whether or not GTA 6 is trash or good, well, we know that it won't be infested with, you know, the PC fan base day one because it ain't coming to that platform. It's not coming to that platform. Well, you name one reason to buy a PS5 right now going forward. If you don't have one already, what's the reason to buy a PS5? I mean, at this rate, you should probably just wait for the PS5 Pro, you know, to get maybe GTA 6 when that releases in 2026 at this point. You know what I mean? There's no reason to buy a PlayStation 5. There's no reason to buy an Xbox. So both of these companies should take their games elsewhere because it doesn't matter anymore. No one's buying these consoles. And we're already at the later stage of the PS5's life cycle, and it's like, well, I was waiting for one good game, and I have yet to play it. Name one true next-gen experience on PS5. It doesn't exist. I played them all. I played Returnal. I played Ratchet and Clank. I played Demon's Souls. I played all these trash games that the internet loves to hype up, and then they get dropped in about a week because these games are garbage. It's not forward-thinking progress. It's not, you know, innovation. It's just glossy graphics, better frame rate. No one cares. It's all about the software. The industry has stopped pumping out software. Tons of layoffs. The devs are getting fired left and right. AI is taking over. Game development is more costly than ever. You know, every game is seemingly on like an 8-year fucking dev cycle. It's over. It really is over. I mean, this is the crash that we've been talking about. You guys said, oh, a video game crash has happened. Well, quite frankly, I think it's right. I think it's right in front of us. It's just maybe not as obvious, but I think it's right in front of us. I mean, just, you know, name the past, how many games came out in the past, like, month? There were a decent amount. You had Tekken 8, you had Infinite Dragon Wealth, you had Persona Remake, you had But all of those games are, well, more of the same. Let's just say that. It's more of the same. Am I not right? All of those games are more in the same. We've already played Tekken. Persona's a remake. The Yakuza game is the same crap. It's all the same. Where is the innovation? Where is the forward-thinking game that really pushes the envelope? We're not going to get it this generation. It's not going to happen. The only game I can think of would be GTA 6, but even that seems like a lost cause at this point. Well, no one's listening. No one's listening. You got to sit out here and yell into the void because no one wants to listen. It's been this way for years, 4 years plus. No, the lack of innovative software killed gaming. No one wants to play Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones is coming out this Friday. No one wants to play that. Hey, Ubisoft, if you're watching, just send over a t-shirt, and I'd love to showcase your game in a way that makes sense, really, to be honest. I mean, But all jokes aside, I mean, quite frankly, Skull and Bones comes out, and Dreamcast guys already hating it, and it's like, wow, that guy's a toxic gamer, and everyone subscribes. But over here, it's like you say something that is remotely like, whoa, Michael, you just hate every game, and it's like, well, what the fuck is Dreamcast guy? Oh, he's hating on the games that are socially acceptable to hate because he parrots everything, like all these other losers do on this platform. They don't have real thought, they don't have a real opinion, and it's a smart play because if you share your real opinion, people aren't going to like you. So you just have to look at what's the most popular take, what's the most safe take, and you just regurgitate it. And, Skull and Bones is trash. I played it. It's boring, sure. It's a snooze fest, but, I didn't think it was, God damn. Oh, I wanted Ass Creed Black Flag. Then go play Ass Creed Black Flag. Oh, Sea of Thieves is better. Then go play Sea of Thieves. I'm just so done with the stupid. It's like if you don't like the game, that's one thing. And I'm not defending Skull and Bones because it was a snooze fest. I'll break the fucking pillow off of that game. I didn't even play. I mean, they had to release a free demo this past weekend to get people to give a shit about the game, and even people didn't even play it that. But if these old games are so good, then go fucking play them. I guarantee. How many people are playing Sea of Thieves right now? Is that on Steam or is that? No one wants to play that cartoon slop. Oh, God. Sea of Thieves, 10,000 players. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good, I guess, for that game. Ass Creed Black Flag. I don't even think that's on Steam, so we're not going to type that in. Yeah, it is. Here we go. Ass Creed 4 Black Flag. There's 500 players. That's a fucking dead game. Now, granted, it came out a few years ago, but about a decade or so ago, but that's a fucking dead game. So don't sit there and say that Ass Creed Black Flag is better than Skull and Bones when no one's playing it, because it's just not true. If that were the case, everyone would be playing Black Flag. Is Skull and Bones on Steam? No, it's Ubisoft slop. What's the game called? What the hell is the game called? Skull and Bones? Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know. It's not popping up. It's not popping up. Someone's coming through hard and strong. That's what we love to see. Christian Romero in the building. Helldivers 2 killed PlayStation. The success of PC launch will lead to PlayStation ecosystem coming to PC day 100 million budgets. It's over. That's what I'm saying. PlayStation is going to do the exact same thing that Xbox does. Xbox has a position where they can go forward because they have the $1 trillion company, right? So they can take the risk if it works, or if it's not a risk, really. It's like, well, you're bringing the games to everyone. That makes sense. I mean, it really does. You can sit there, who cares about the 5,000 Xbox fanboys that want to whine and complain and say, well, I'm throwing my Xbox in the trash. No one cares. I mean, they have to alienate those players potentially because it's like, well, in order to grow, you have to alienate potential customers. I mean, look at the Beatles. The Beatles went from She Loves You, yeah, to I'm in the fucking garden smoking, whatever. And it's like, well, that's a totally different fucking band. Did they alienate?
It's
Did they
over.
alienate their previous fans? I would argue yes, they did. But that's how they had to do it in order to grow.
Christian Romero super chatted $5. Helldivers 2 killed PlayStation. The success of the PC launch will lead to the PlayStation ecosystem coming to PC day one. 100 million budgets, it's over.
Yeah, it's like the theater thing with movies. It's like, why would you? Well, I mean, movies is different, but I don't know. They're all going to follow suit once Xbox makes the move tomorrow. So once Xbox makes the move tomorrow and they make it official that these games are eventually coming slowly but surely to other platforms and systems and services, then PlayStation will follow suit. And again, if we go back to this article here, the bigger thing here is that they basically said there's no first-party titles coming. Sony added it has no plans to release any new major existing franchise titles in its next fiscal years. So that basically means there's not going to be a new God of War. That basically means that there's not going to be a new Horizon game. That basically means that it says existing franchises. So anything big isn't getting an update anytime soon. No Last of Us 3, no fucking Naughty Dog new IP. At least not until that fiscal year ends, which I don't know when that is, but it's probably not anytime soon. So, yikes. No, you're wrong. I want to hold your hand. I want to hold your hand. Okay, you listen to I Want to Hold Your Hand and then go listen to Revolution 9. Totally different fucking band. Totally different fucking band. And do you think the people that, enjoyed the yesterday, she told me that she loved us, but she lied and said she did not love. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly. Okay, you go from that to Revolution 9 to, I'm in the garden smoking with the fucking walrus. I mean, come on, man. Totally different fucking band, bud. In the presentation and the way the music is made, totally different band. Totally different band. So the point is that this has to happen. I mean, these games have to come to other platforms. That's just the way it is because the gaming industry is dead. Period. End of story. I don't care if you disagree. That's the way it has to be. In order for this to continue being a thing, that's the way it has to be. It's the video game business. It's not video game art where we're just going to look around at art and just appreciate it. No, it's like, that's not what these corporations are in it for. And that's fine. I mean, but at the same time, they do need to understand that software drives hardware. And it for some reason, we're still in the hardware game, pushing out hardware and all this garbage. PSVR 2 came out. Where the fuck's the software for that? Nowhere to be found. I am bewildered why that even fucking released or how that even came to be. There was I'm going to look this up because this was based. I don't know who said it. It was a game developer basically saying that single-player games are dead. I think it was a guy from EA. Let me see. Great people over at EA, I'll tell you that. So let me look this up here. I don't know how to find it. Single-player game. The new EA game like flopped or something. Here we go. No, that's not it. Yeah, this is it right here. Games Radar. Hold on. Let's get this up on the screen. Let's get this up on the screen. Here we go. Let's get this up on the screen. Okay, we're not seeing it here. Hold on. Give me one moment. Here we go. Okay, we're not seeing it here. I don't know why this does this. Here we go. Okay, EA flop Immortals of Avum reportedly cost around $125 million. Former dev says a AAA single player shooter in today's market was a truly awful idea. Based, and we need to hire that guy. Okay, if I were in the games industry, he'd be hired. You do not make single-player games in this climate. It doesn't make fucking sense. You know, and that's the thing that I don't understand why or how the Dead Space remake got greenlit. From what we last heard, it was a total flop, or at least it was below expectations. And who the fuck at EA looked at that and said, we have, you know, this is a great idea. Let's make the Dead Space remake in 2024. There's no DLC. There's no roadmap. There's no live service element to it. There's no multiplayer element to it. That's going to sell 1,000 copies. You know, that's a total fucking flop. This is a totally different era. You have to usher out content. That's what you do. You have to usher out content. There's got to be an immediate, there has to be something more. And if you don't provide something more, then the game is going to die. And you can sit there and say, well, you know, we love God of War. It's a single-player game, you know, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? How many people are playing God of War right now on Steam? I bet less than 1,000, you know. Let's look this up. God of War on Steam. Guarantee. God of War. Okay, 3,000. That's a little bit higher. Imagine playing that fucking slop. That's still a dead game, though. I mean, you know, 3,000 versus 30,000 potentially is what you're talking about. You got to have a live service built into the single player. If you're going to do a single player game, you have to do a live. So let's go ahead and read more of what this guy said, because this guy's based. This former dev. No one bought it. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, how the fuck did the Dead Space remake come about? Oh, man. Here we go. It's not a sequel or a remake. It doesn't take 400 hours to beat. Has 0 microtransactions. No pointless open world grinding. Although not everyone loved it. Review pretty son. Okay, so I don't even know what game they're talking about, but I guess it didn't do well. And I think people need to start apologizing to the old Ubisoft. Quite frankly, I think we need to start apologizing to the old Ubisoft, because when you really look back, and it wasn't even that long ago, about 10 or so years ago, Ubisoft was cranking out big new IPs, and you all laughed and said they're trash. Sad. Now they don't pump out anything. Now they pump out the same garbage. Far Cry, Ash Creed, that's it. It's done. So, you know, quite frankly, the gamer killed gaming. It's as simple as that. It's not the woke devs. It's not the new hires. It's not this. It's not that. It's not multiplayer gaming. It's not live service. You know what killed the game? You know what killed the games industry? The gamer. The gamer killed the games industry. You didn't buy Watch Dogs. You didn't buy Ghost Recon Wildlands. You know, you didn't buy The Division. You didn't buy any of those games. All new IPs. Didn't buy them. Well, Ghost Recon's been around for a while, but you know the idea of what that game was. I mean, just when you watched E3, you knew Ubisoft had a one big announcement game coming, and when they first showed off The Division, that's when you had goosebumps and you were like, "Wow, this is so exciting to be a gamer!" And my God, this is what we're looking for. This is what we dreamt of. You know, this fucking open world game looks beautiful, looks, you know, incredible. You know, if it comes out, it's not as good, but still, nonetheless, I mean, you know, it's time to apologize to Ubisoft. They went from making cool games that were actually kind of unique to nothing. That's basically what happened. I mean, Skull and Bones has been in development for like 10 plus years, and I'm sure they had to restart that every like 5 years. So whatever that game was going to be, obviously didn't turn out, well, it's a totally different game. No, look, go watch the original Watch Dogs unveil. The hype for that was probably bigger than GTA 6. Because it was totally new. And the idea of, like, you know, you could hack anything, that's never been done before in an open world game to that extent. It's like it's a GTA clone, but a very unique twist. Hacking is your is your primary, way to play the game. And it's like, well, that's never really been done to that extent. Now, granted, what they showed didn't make it into the final product, and it's like, well, you got to sell the sizzle, not the steak. I understand that, but at the same time, I think had it turned out to be what they actually showed, with that level of depth and immersion, maybe we would still be playing some Watch Dogs, but it's over. Ubisoft has threw the towel in. They don't make games anymore. We got Skull and Bones, and that's it. And you'll get another Ass Creed in Japan next year or this year, whenever that's coming. When's the new Ass Creed coming out in Japan? Is it this year? Oh, if it's anything like that Ass Creed Mirage garbage, that's fucking horrible. No one wants to play that. That's a fall from grace. That's what that is. That's mobile slop. That's mobile slop, bud. They used to make Rocksmith. I mean, well, they're still doing Rocksmith, but it's just like, that turned into a live subscription service, which is cringe, but I guess it makes sense at the same time because no one's going to really, you have to have new content for a game like that to make it interesting. It's like, here's some new songs by this fucking normie band, go play it. If it's just a standalone game, well, it dies quick. Bethesda fell off. I mean, the industry. Show me light at the end of the tunnel with this industry. Show me one dev that's putting out quality software. Name it. I played all this slop. It's either the same garbage or it's not interesting. I mean, that's really the way the cookie crumbles here. Okay, but who cares about Ass Creed? We're done with Ass Creed. It's the same shit they've been making for fucking since 2007. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when Ubisoft actually, it's like every other E3 they had one big game to show. At the very end. You guys don't... And it was actually exciting. It's like, holy fuck, yes, we want to play this. We want to rewatch the trailer. We want to watch, It's just not exciting to be a gamer anymore. I don't care if it's a boomer thing or a doomer thing. I don't really care. Because when you grow up, you'll eventually hit this stage. And when you do, you'll realize that, yeah, this industry, doesn't... Bring back Guitar Hero? Why? There's no innovation there. You want them to bring it back? It's already back. It's in Fortnite. And it's horrible. It's in Fortnite and it's trash. We may never see another Fallout game again. I don't know about that. I mean, why would you want to see another Fallout game anyway? I mean, those games, I hate to say this, but, it's just, if you didn't play those games when they came out, they're just not going to hit the same. I mean, if you were, it's just, guys, the animations in those games is beyond bad. Well, I'm not trying to play doomer. It's just, look at the state of this industry. It's over. I mean, when PlayStation comes out and says this right before the Xbox showcase, tomorrow we're going to learn the future of Xbox, and it could be either what we thought it was going to be, or it could be a total curveball from Phil Spencer and the other head honchos at Xbox. Christian Romero coming through yet again. Sony president already said multi-platform is the future. The budgets are too high for exclusives. Nintendo is the last company standing. They won. Boom. Yeah, I didn't see that, but maybe it's in the article that we glossed over here. But yeah, that is the future. I mean, from a business perspective, that is the future because gaming is dead. I mean, that's what they're basically saying, that gaming is dead, and therefore we have to take. It's not like they don't want to. I'm sure how much money did Xbox spend on getting Call of Duty and shit, like billions of dollars? You don't think they would want to make that exclusive? But it doesn't make sense from a business perspective to make it exclusive because you're alienating people. It's not going to win people over to buy Xbox because they're not in the console business, right? If they were still in the console business like it was in 2005, then that'd be a different story. So
It's over.
Christian Romero super chatted $5. Sony president already said multi-platform is the future. The budgets are too high for exclusives. Nintendo is the last company standing. They won.
yeah, and I'm curious to see where Nintendo is going to take the next console. It's a very hard position Nintendo is in, and I'm not even trolling, bud. I would argue that this is, they don't want another repeat of the Wii U. They don't want another repeat of the Wii U. And that's what we're talking about. Wrestling Face coming through with it too. Jerry Lawler, how you doing? But the Switch 2 is an interesting dynamic because Nintendo, where do they go? And it's like we want to talk about it, but we can't because no one really understands it. Like, there could be another Wii U situation here with the Switch 2. Because, at the same time, it's like, well, you have to make a new console and you have to say this is why it's better than the previous iteration, right? How are you going to get the soccer mom to GameStop to buy the console? Well, you have to differentiate it enough in order for her to understand that, yes, this is a new console, it is a new thing, it's not an add-on, it's not, oh, we already have the Switch, we don't need the Switch 2. Because that was one of the problems with the Wii U. It's like, well, we already have a Wii, we don't need a Wii U, and it's like, no, it's a totally different console. And people just couldn't really understand that. And despite it having great games, because some of the best games on Switch are literally ports from Wii U. Wii U is a console from, 2012 to 2017, and all of the games that came out on Wii U, very few people played them. I mean, look at the Wii U sales in total. I mean, it's probably like 10 million or so in total, and that's trash. Like, no one bought the Wii U, for whatever reasons. So they basically spent the last however many years, Nintendo said, well, those are great games, so we're going to bring them to the Switch, add a few more levels, blah, 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 blah. And that was primarily the biggest system seller for the Switch was that, hey, we're going to bring the old Wii U games like Super Mario Bros. And all this shit, Mario Kart 8 or whatever. It's like, well, all of those games were Wii U games, but no one played them on the Wii U, so they're bringing them to the console that everyone is now buying, which is the Switch. Okay, so how do you make a Switch 2? You can't just put out the new system. You can't put out the new system that looks the same with the spec bump. No one's buying that shit. It ain't happening. That's a failure right there. No one's buying Switch 2 if it's a spec bump. No one gives a shit about the technology inside outside of losers that are never getting laid on Valentine's Day, and they're just neckbeards in their parents' basement. Okay? You have to, does the soccer mom know the difference between the Switch 1 and Switch 2? If the answer is no, it flops. Boom. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. If the average Joe does not know the difference between the Switch 1 and 2, and it isn't obvious, then it's dead. The console's dead. And the Switch will still be superior to the Switch 2 sales. Because how are you going to get people to buy the Switch 2? In my opinion, it has to be different enough to say, wow, this does look new. It looks refreshing, blah, 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 blah. Cannot just be a spec bump with a bigger screen. No one's buying that. They've already done that. That's what the Switch OLED was. It's got bigger, less bezels. They've already done that. I'm done with these Switch 2 rumors. You got absolute loser degenerates looking for fucking clicks. Switch 2, by the way, you don't even know what you're talking about. Nintendo is not putting out the same console again. Unless they call it Switch Plus or Switch Pro. Because then it would make sense. Like, well, it is a new console. It is a spec bump. It's got a bigger screen. But it's not, you play it the same way and your old games play on it too. But who's rushing out to buy that? There's no exciting factor. There's no exciting factor. It's Nintendo. They always have gimmicks. They don't focus on power. You cannot tell me you're a Nintendo fan if you don't understand that. When have they ever focused on power? They have never focused on power. They've always been behind the competition. They don't focus on power. The GameCube was light years behind rather than the fucking PS2. Or more specifically, the Xbox, the original Xbox. The Wii was nowhere even near as close to being as powerful as the PS3 or 360. The Wii U, was playing catch-up to that era. Like, it's just, they have never been about power. Now, all of a sudden, you got these NVIDIA losers. I mean, holy shit, bottom of the barrel incels. And they're coming out of the woodwork and saying, oh, the Switch 2 is going to have an NVIDIA chip. It's going to have a 7-inch LCD screen, and we're so fucking excited. No, you're not. You're a loser. Who the fuck buying Switch 2? when it's the same console? They don't need to make another console. The Switch is the last console that they ever need to make. Just, refresh it every like 5 years. Throw in a micro LED screen to the next. You don't make a Switch 2. You've made the ultimate console and you just refine it from here on out. There is no Switch 2. There is no new Nintendo console. That's the success. That's going to bring them to the finish line and still be in number one place. The Switch is the best-selling console on the planet right now. No one's buying a PS5. They're woke movie games. No one's buying an Xbox. It has no games. The Switch is dominating. Look how many exclusives came out for the Switch last year. I mean, we're talking over at least 6 games. The Switch is dominating. How many years into the Switch life cycle? 6, 7, 8 years? Still number one. You don't make another console. You don't make a Switch 2. You refine it every other year. They just pushed out the OLED version. Okay, well, if it needs a spec bump, you spec bump it up, but you don't. There's no Switch 2. There's no new console. There's no new way to play. How do you not understand this? Do you want them to cannibalize their fucking first place position by coming out with a new console and saying, hey, we want... No, that's old. That's old. That's the old way to play games. That's the old mentality of making consoles, and it's not happening anymore. The Switch is the last console Nintendo's going to make. And that's okay. Everyone loves it. It's the best-selling console they've ever made. Or it's right up there with, maybe the NES's or the Super NES. I don't know. But, I know the N64 flopped, I believe. I think the GameCube flopped as well. And then the Wii was a massive rebound. The Wii was holy fucking shit. Like, this feels different. It, feels forward-thinking, and it's unique and very interesting. And then the Wii U came out, and that was kind of reiterating some of that and kind of bringing it into the tablet space when the iPad was big and stuff like that. And, now we're in the handheld. They basically just enlarged the Nintendo 3DS, and they said, here it is, but within a home portable game console, you can take your games on the go. And back in 2017, that was actually a bigger thing than it is now. So, where do you go from here? There's nowhere to go. You just reiterate the Switch. You put the same Switch out over and over again with its, but the current Switch does not need more power. Play Mario Wonder and ask yourself, I got to stop talking about it because it's pissing me off. You literally cannot argue that the Switch needs more power because the first-party games, name one first-party Nintendo game that runs like shit on the Switch. You won't find it. You won't find it. I'm not talking about the Pokemon games. Those aren't made by Nintendo. I'm talking about the Nintendo-made games. Tears of the Kingdom, does it run like shit on the Switch? No, it doesn't. Mario Wonder, does it run like shit on the Switch? No, it doesn't. Okay? There's no need for power. Get the power. Hey, buy a 4090 and suck NVIDIA's cock. Because that's what you want to do. Just get on your knees and NVIDIA. Oh my God, GPU. I'm a nerd. I'm a virgin. I'm a loser. Fuck. God damn, dude. You guys are so in love with power and shit. Who gives a fuck? That's not what's interesting. We love power. No. Software. Optimized software. Fuck hardware. Optimized software. Done, man. You guys just want to buy like specs, like, ooh, it's got 20 teraflops. Oh my God. Who cares? Name one game on the Switch that came out last year that runs like shit. You won't find one. I just played Tears of the Kingdom, and to my eyeballs, looks amazing. But people need more. They're entitled. Oh, I want 1080. I want 4K 60 on this. That's entitlement. Do you go to McDonald's asking for a steak? No, you don't. Or you shouldn't. Because you ain't getting a steak, You're not getting 4K 60 on the Switch. It's just not happening. So don't go in complaining because you already knew you weren't getting it. Yeah, they did. They did kill gaming. Part of the reason why these publishers are catering to the internet crowd. They're not catering to the casual audience anymore. That's why gaming's dead. They've lost the casual market. I would argue the only casual, the Nintendo Switch is pretty casual, but even that. And that's why it's successful. PlayStation lost the casual market. It's dead. It's dead. PlayStation lost the casual market. PS2, they had the casuals on board. Well, they lost the casuals when the PS3 was announced for $599, or whatever the fucking price was. $360, that's where the 360 came in. The casuals kind of went to the 360. They went from PS2 to 360. Boom. Did the casuals go to PS4? Well, some of them did, but gaming was already dead by then. Ain't nobody buying no fucking PS4. Name one good game on the PS4. Dude, just make a fucking game that's different. Make a game that's unique. Make a game that's interesting. Oh, it's not going to sell? Then put your... I just got to make my own game. Because we can't wait around. Hell, I can make a better game before GTA 6 fucking releases. No, that's like 3 years in we only need like 3 days to make a good game. Because if you can't make a good game with 2 dots on the screen, then you suck. It's as simple as that. You don't need graphics. You don't need animations, I mean, literally just 2 dots on the screen like fucking Pong. If you can't make a good game, I can make an RPG with 2 dots on the screen. Not hard. I mean, especially if I knew how to program. If I knew how to program, I mean, shit. I'd be making games left and right. Fuck this shit. I want to make a game where you play as a farmer and the zombies come in, and, but it's going to be different because, the farm is going to be actually interactable. Everything you see on the farm you can interact with. There you go. That's Game of the Year. I have yet to play that game. I want to play that game. I am the farmer. I'm in the tractor. All of a sudden, the fucking zombies out in the middle of the cornfield, and everything you see on the farm can be interactable. I mean, I have yet to play a game like that, so I'm going to make that game. You play as the farmer, and the zombies come, and it sounds generic as fuck, but it's not going to be. Trust me. Because my game will be different, and it will respect the player's intelligence, and everything that you see on the farm will be everything you see on the farm will be interactable. I mean, if you see a corn stalk, you'll be able to make a weapon. You'll be able to grab it, and if you want to dig a hole, you can dig a hole. If you see another tractor on the farm, you can start it up and get in it, and it's not hard. We're done with these museum games.
It's over.
Bald lesbians coming through hard and strong. Here we go.
Bald
Got you worked up on Valentine's Day. Let's get some hearts in there. 99
cents. People only clamor for power because these PC weirdos are a vocal minority online told them to. Nintendo prioritizes fun over power. They understand their fans and what they want. Woman breastfeeding, baby. Woman breastfeeding, baby.
The Switch 2 discourse is very odd. Because it's like they pretend to be fans of it, and it's like you don't get it. How can you claim to be a fan of something that you clearly don't understand? These losers that just, they obsess over specs, and it's like Nintendo has never been about the specs. So how can you sit there and say you're a Nintendo fan when you're just, the Switch 2 is going to have, an NVIDIA chip, and it's going to have the power of a PS4. Okay. We didn't need power. Mario Wonders is one of the best games. I mean, I have yet to play it, but that's what people have said. Okay, well, where does power come into the equation? It doesn't. We don't need power. The PS2 was the stopping point for realism in games. The emotion engine, that was it. we hit the peak at the PS2. You're just not realizing that? It's never been about power. Shit. It's never been about power. I mean, look at this generation. We got more power than ever, and the games are worse than ever. It's woke slop. Museum games. Laugh often. You are lovable. Love the small things. Live passionately. Be mine. Follow your heart. Yeah, this is the ultimate experience here. We're getting the chocolate and we're getting messages inside. I mean, holy shit. No, PS3 was not the peak. PS2 was. Guys, I played Gran Turismo on the PS2 and the PS3. It barely looks any better. We're gonna make the game where the you know, that's the game I'm gonna make. You're the farmer, and the zombies come to the farm. It's not hard, and you know, you might sound like, wow, that's a terrible idea. It's generic as fuck. It's not gonna be generic. It's gonna be great. Okay. We're gonna go out to the farm in real life. We're gonna record sound. We're going to make sure the sound design is maximum because the graphics won't be good, right? You know, it might be even fucking 2D fucking dots on a screen for all I know. But we'll make sure the sound's good. Because that's one thing these devs don't know how to do. It's like when I hear the same footsteps on the same repeat, I'm already out of the immersion. It's like, well, you know, you take 4 steps and you're already hearing the same sound effect. Trash. Throw it in the garbage. What's the limitation there? Well, I'm not a dev, but that sounds like laziness. Like, there needs to be enough variation in the footsteps. You play Silent Hill 2 right now, and it's like you're going to hear the same footstep sound effects, and it's annoying as shit. You know, if you're walking on different terrain, it needs to sound like you're walking on that terrain. You got to respect the player's intelligence. Okay? It's not hard. You know, Far Cry 2 has this insane detail that I don't think any other game has done, and the normies don't care. But Far Cry 2, when you know, when you use your weapon and the thing comes out of the gun, the casing or whatever that is, the shell, when it lands, you know, there's a different sound effect depending on where you're at. So if you're in a pond, it'll make, you know, a different sound effect. It's hard to explain, but dude. And then that game's trash because normies, you know, oh, Far Cry 2 is garbage. It's so repetitive. You just roam around and you didn't get it. You know, it's a high IQ game. It went right over your head, and you love that normie Far Cry slop because that's what the normies want. They don't want anything groundbreaking. They want just the same old regurgitated garbage like Far Cry 3. That game is horrible. It's garbage. It's like you took an interesting, unique idea, and then you turned it into like a fucking like, hey, how do we make money? That's what they did. They took Far Cry 2, which was interesting. There's no HUD. You actually look at the map. You pull it up. You know, a lot of great game design decisions in that to immerse the player. And then you come along with Far Cry 3, which is 20 times more popular, but it's because it's normie slop. Junk. Far Cry 3 was never good. It's always trash. Far Cry 4 is trash. Far Cry 5 is trash. Far Cry 6 is trash. Hell, maybe the only good one was was probably the second one. Tomb Raider is being remade. Well, it's gonna be a woke snooze fest. So just go play the 2013 one because if you think that was woke, then well, I guess you can wait for the new one. Yep, the weapons jam in Far Cry 2, and that's another thing too. It's like we play all these games with these first-person shooter games. How come the weapons never jam? So fucking stupid. It's a fantasy game. Like in Call of Duty, you know, the weapons should jam, they should overheat, and, you know, he always, you know, they have a perfect reload all the time. Like, I'm not asking for a simulation, but I think a few elements here and there would be interesting to mix it up a little bit. Skyrim is trash, but I will say, you know, it came out a long time ago. One of the best things about that game, though, is that it does have endless missions. Todd Howard did not lie about that. Now, is it fun? No, but you know, if you could only, you know, play one game for the rest of eternity, I mean, there's infinite content there technically, right? Like, what was the new message? I don't know. I've been on the last area of Mario Wonder for months. Switch is in the no-use mode. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. No, Morrowind is trash. Nope, don't even go down that road. That's dated. Dude, no. Nope. Nope, I can't. The NPCs just kind of stand around, and, you know, Oblivion is just a better game. You could argue Oblivion, you could argue Oblivion is like the Far Cry 3 of that franchise, and you would be right. But sometimes that's what's needed. And not only that, but Morrowind has aged like fucking milk. If you go back and play that because three boomers tell you it's the best game they've ever made, well, good luck. It's on Game Pass, so, you know. Far Cry 3 is trash. Like, you don't get what I'm saying. It's not a bad game, but it's a totally different direction. It's normie garbage. It's like fucking Madden. You know, it's like here, we're going to appeal to the casual gamer because Far Cry is going to sell. Okay, but go play 2 and go play 3. It's all different. Like, you got bullshit on the screen, you got fucking all, you know, climbing towers, and oh man. You don't get it. You're not understanding the philosophy of the game design changed. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying Far Cry 3 is a bad game per se. I mean, it is, but, well, that's my opinion. But, you know, just the whole fucking game changed. It's like they looked at it and said, well, we can make 10 times more money if we just sell out and make it a casual normie experience, and that's what worked. You know, they will never make a Far Cry game like Far Cry 2 again because, you know, the player actually has to think. There's no HUD on the screen. There's no meter. If there is, there's very minimal. You know, you got to fix the cars. And I mean, I'm not saying Far Cry 2 is a simulation, but I think had they went in that direction and continued going in that direction, I think it could have been interesting. Cyberpunk is trash. I just play that. You go to the gay bar, there's no immersion. I want immersion. You know, if it can't even provide that 3 years, 4 years later, then it's garbage. What's the point of Night City? What's the point of roaming around Night City? There's none. You can just look at it with RTX on. Well, that's boring. We want an immersive world. Yeah, and hopefully GTA can figure that out. But the new Rockstar, well, that remains to be seen, so. They should have never shown I'll say this again and again and again, they should have never shown the GTA 6 trailer. It didn't, I don't know what it accomplished outside of, like, you know, because you basically killed the hype. Like, I don't know whose decision it was, someone at Take-Two, or if it was Sam Houser, but you basically derailed your own hype. Like literally. I don't know how to make that make sense, but, like, you know, they were like, oh, GTA 6, GTA 6, GTA 6, where is this game at? Is Rockstar even making it? You know, okay, they put the trailer out, and it's like, yeah, everyone's looking forward to it for the most part, but now no one's talking about it at all. See, had they not put the trailer out, everyone would have still been talking about it. Like, where the fuck is this game? Is Rockstar, doing anything? It's still a big question mark. And now that we've seen the game, it's like, well, oh man. Within 5 minutes, I will tell you whether or not that game is good. It's as simple as that. All I need is 5 minutes with GTA 6, and I can tell you whether or not that game is something special or if it's just more of the same. Deadass. That's all because if I'm not going to, there's no point to play the game if they don't innovate at all. I mean, if I go into the strip club or if I go into the gas station and you can't fill up if you can't fit, I mean dead ass. Okay, if I go to a gas station in GTA 6 and you cannot fill up your gas tank, then the game's trash. We're not playing this. Okay, I've already played the old GTA games. I don't want to play it again with a new coat of paint. Okay, you need to be able to fill up gas in your car. Period. End of story. Optional or not, it doesn't matter. It should be in there. You want to talk about immersion? Then let's go. You got to do it. You have to fill up gas in GTA RP. That's what people want. How does Rockstar not understand that? Holy shit. Like, these guys that make these games don't even, fucking understand it at all. Like, they want immersion in the fucking game. God damn. Like, you have to be a degenerate to understand what a gamer wants. Like, dead ass, you do. You can't sit on the other side and pretend like you know what the gamer wants when you don't even play games yourself. It doesn't work that way. Lock yourself in the hotel for 2 weeks and sit with these games and understand them to the core. Fuck. I already said how to make the game good. If Rockstar wants to listen, great. If they don't want to listen, then the game's going to be a total disappointment. And, if there's any developers listening, I'd love to get you on the air to see if it's even possible. Because obviously, if you're an actual dev, you would know if that system could be implemented. Because literally no one is talking about what I think the game could actually be. Because no one cares. They want the Jason and Lucia story. I don't really give a shit about that. They're two homeless losers that look so uninteresting that I don't, who gives a shit? We went from 3 playable characters to 2. That is a downgrade. I mean, unless the game has, there's nothing special there. You waited 12 years for the same crap. Okay, but you're not understanding. When I see a bench in a video game, I should have the option to sit down. You can argue it's pointless. It doesn't matter. What's the reason for this existence? In a video game, when I see something in a video game and I cannot interact with it at all, what is the point of it being there? That is the mentality. Okay, if there's no point of it being there, then we need to take it out of the game. Because now you're insulting the player. You're teasing the player and saying, well, here's this cool object. Here's this cool thing. Oh, you can't interact with it. Go fuck yourself. Nope. No. My game with the zombies that come to the farm, everything on the farm is going to be interactable. It might be 2 dots on the screen, but we'll have great sound design. And, you'll be able to get in the tractor and run over the other dot. It's going to be literally a dot on the screen. Because that's really how you make a great game. It doesn't need to be about visuals. Okay, well, Shenmue has more immersion than most of the GTA games, yet no one wants to have that conversation. That game came out in 1999 on obsolete hardware. On obsolete hardware. No, my video game has $0 budget. I mean, it's all about just making it work in a way that makes sense. Yeah, it's all about interaction, and if you can't, when you see a phone in a game, like a payphone, for example, if you can't interact with it, then what the fuck is the point? I don't understand. I just don't get it. Everything that you see in the game world should be at least at a certain level, kind of be interactable. You see a chair, you should be able to sit down. You see a bench, you should be able to sit down. You see a bed, you should be able to go to sleep. I mean, I could go into the GTA 5 world right now and say, well, I see a basketball court. I should be able to play basketball. Well, they removed that feature. That was in San Andreas, and we just took that right out. So if you can't play basketball in GTA 6 and they have basketball courts, guess what? It's a 0 out of fucking 10. Dead ass. It is a 0 out of 10. Because if we're going to insult the players, for example, there might be a skate park in GTA 6. Well, if I can't get on a skateboard and fucking ride the skateboard, then it's an insult to my intelligence. Why put the skate park in? For immersion? Well, that's the opposite. It's like you want the player to explore, but then you don't. I don't understand. If I see a lawnmower, I should be able to start the lawnmower up and mow the grass. The grass should be able to grow in GTA 6. And NPCs should be able to come out and cut the grass. Get their lawnmower started. They said there's going to be potentially yard sales and stuff, and it's like, well, that could be interesting, but it's like, if we really wait at the yard sale, is the NPC going to really tear down all the stuff? Is there going to be an animation for that when they close up the yard sale, or is it just going to be like this thing where they just sit there and the immersion's totally out the window? It's a $1 billion game. I'm expecting that. I'm expecting it to be next level shit, but no one's ready to have that conversation. Real life simulator? Okay, well then what is GTA RP? You guys are fucking losers. You sit there and act like you don't want something that you actually secretly want. Look at GTA RP. GTA RP is exactly what I'm explaining. Literally, to a T. GTA RP is exactly what I'm explaining. It's a very popular thing. It's a niche thing because you got to have a fucking PC to run it, and people don't really play on PC gaming. GTA RP is successful. Why is it successful? Because people can live in this fantasy world and actually, everyone is role playing in the game, and they're taking it seriously. They're not goofing off, and it's not like they take it to a point where it's kind of too serious, where they maybe need to step outside and touch grass once in a while. But nonetheless, I mean, the modders have gone in and just, dude, they've rehauled the entire game. So if GTA 6 story mode isn't even on that level, then there's no point to make the game. Why would anyone move from GTA 5? Because it's not coming to PC anyway. So, if Rockstar really didn't give a shit about the PC gamer, they would basically make the single player game better than GTA RP currently, to say fuck you PC gamers, because you ain't gonna be able to play this, right? Because it ain't coming to PC, at least initially. So that could be a big FU, because we know Rockstar doesn't give a shit about the PC. They couldn't even be bothered to censor the fucking game on PC. The PC version's still uncensored. They didn't remove the certain NPCs, so if you go to that location, you're not only going to see those NPCs, but Trevor, Michael, and Franklin have reactions as well, and it's offensive, right? So, but they couldn't even be bothered to take that stuff out of the PC version. The PS5 version, the Xbox version, they still have the new effects and the ray tracing and all that. The PC version doesn't have any of that, but that's where the mods come in. So, but Rockstar hasn't officially upgraded that edition. I don't think they will. Games can never be like real life. I disagree. A GTA RP exists. It's been around for years. What are you talking about? You're not a real gamer. You're a loser. You sit in your parents' basement day in and day out. You are broken in the head. That's why you're here on Valentine's Day. You know, I hate to say that, but it's just like, well, if you had that special someone, you would be planning a date dinner night with her.
It's over.
Fuck. There we go. Step it up to the plate.
M0, 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 M0.
Get some hearts. Come on. This chat's got to move. We talk about game design in here, and you guys are just lost. That's why you guys don't understand anything. You don't get it. You know, you don't know what makes a great game. You're just normie. You know, normie. That's all you know, normie. You can mow grass and bully. Well, why isn't that in GTA? The fucking mechanic already existed on the PS2. Oh, we need more power, by the way. Shut your bitch ass up. Fuck. You can shovel snow and fucking bully. All of these mechanics have existed. You know, you can talk to every NPC and bully. And then you guys play Red Dead 2. These normie losers play Red Dead 2 and like, oh, Arthur Morgan. I'm so down bad, Arthur. I love your cock, Arthur. You know, it's like we get it. You want Arthur's cock. You want to get on your knees and slurp. But at the end of the day, that game was a huge disappointment outside of graphics. That game was a huge disappointment outside of graphics. Because everything in that game has already been done before by Rockstar on the fucking PS2 era. So it's like, well, I'm not impressed. But, you know, people get mad. I don't know, dude. It's whatever. Here we go. Say it often. Look and smile. Follow your heart. Live in the moment. Love forever. Peace and love, mate. Bloody hell. Ammo coming through hard and strong. We got the lasers out for you, bud. Look at that. Look at them graphics. That's real time. That's fucking real time. I don't know how the fuck that's working. That's crazy. They're not listening. They're not listening. When we talk about game design in here, they get really weird. They just shut down. They clam up in here like, well, we don't get it, Michael. Who cares if the fire extinguisher doesn't work? And it's like, no, then don't put it in the damn game. You have to look at it like that. That's the mission statement. If you're putting an object in the game, it cannot just be for the storytelling or like, well, you know, it's a backdrop for the cutscenes. No, fuck that bullshit. It's an interactive medium. You know, when you walk into a gas station in GTA 6, you should be able to pick up every item on the shelf, bring it to the cash register. You know, we want full immersion. I mean, you can do that in Red Dead 2. You can pick up items and look at it. So, you know, let's take it to the next level. You should be able to fill up your car with gas or charge up the EV if they have those in the game. Okay, well then we're there. Then we have a next level game. That's the first test I'm doing. We're going to a gas station in GTA 6 and we're going to test all that out. And if Rockstar fails to deliver, we're powering the game off. It's a waste of time. And they should all have shifts every you know, I mean, dude, you want next level shit, you're going to have to do it. You know, when GTA RP is next level shit. Now, granted, it's all humans playing it. It's not, you know, AI. And that's what makes it great is because people are role playing. It's like some people play as like a garbage truck guy in GTA role play. Like that's what they do. I mean, I couldn't imagine, but you know, if that's what fun is to them, then there you go. And that's one of the things that Watch Dogs Legion could have done so well. It's like, well, you can play as anyone, but there's not much role playing there. And even if there is role-playing there, no one reacts to what you're doing in the game, so it's kind of fucking pointless. Like, you know, you can be a grandma in Watch Dogs Legion and walk around with your fucking, you know, with your cane and use that, but no one reacts. It's not like, holy shit, there's a grandma, you know, what the fuck is going on? You know, you can play as anyone in Watch Dogs Legion, and on paper, that's amazing. It's like, wow, that is next level. But it doesn't really work because the execution is so slop and half-assed. It could have been good. It could have been good. Electric cars, by the way. Have you ever been in a Tesla? Because if the answer is no, then you have no right to speak bad about Tesla, okay? You know, you guys just want to start hating on because you're a boomer. You know, I don't know what they have over in Europe. I don't think they have Teslas, but they got them Mr. Bean cars or something. I don't know. Okay, we got 3 chocolates left here. It's a bit of a drag, isn't it? We got 3 chocolates left here. Valentine's Day special. Well, 3 chocolates left here. Soft kisses. Ooh, what the hell? 2 chocolates left. World of Warcraft Guild Gaming. Never played it. Teslas are rusting? Okay, every car rusts. Wow, I mean, I don't... Well, it's not the same cars here in America as it is in the UK, right? Like, it's different cars, ain't it? I mean, I wouldn't know. It's like different manufacturers and stuff, right? Like there's no Tesla in the UK, right? I mean, maybe there is. Maybe Elon Musk brought it over there. I don't know. Do they have electric cars over in the UK, or is that just the thing over here?
IP Freely super chatted $9.99. Every GTA game since San Andreas has been rumored to have these innovative things you're supposed to be able to do, and then it comes out and has less than the last game with marginally better graphics.
Yeah. Well, San Andreas did more than GTA 4 and 5 combined. I mean, there's like mini games for everything, It empowered the player. They had light RPG mechanics. It's like, well, that was the road to go down. And then they stopped doing it. And that's what we're talking about. Let's get them hearts out. Now you guys want to talk about cars. I mean, are you serious? Just go watch Scotty or something. Rev up your engines. Might as well make a fucking car channel because you guys are so disconnected from games. It's like, oh my god, we're going to fucking go review cars or something, bro. Sure, there's a guy that owns a fucking cool car around here. We can go look at it. Oh my god. Okay, someone coming through here. Deus Ex random commenter coming through with the 5 after the IP Freely with the 10. Deus Ex 1 is a game from 2000 and it has more immersion and player choice than most. Yeah, I've never played it. Never played it. I played one of them on the 360 and I don't remember if it was good or not. but never played the first one. There won't be any games to talk about this year. No, that's not true. Yeah, you should be able to get sunburnt. I think you can do that in Red Dead too. But if you go to the beach and, you know, you just have to fill the game with things to do. I don't because what's the point? You're gonna make another open world game that, like, I'm not saying we should be able to go into every interior because that's unrealistic. But you know, you work with what you can do, and you know. If the scenes are like what they showed in that trailer, then yes, it will be a next level game, but that remains to be seen. You know, all of that could be just cutscene bullshit, or, you know, they could have amped it up for the trailer. You know, when they showed the dance club, when they showed the strip club, when they showed like all of that, it's like, well, if that's what it's like when you really walk in, then yeah, we have a next level game here. But, you know, from the leaked footage, the strip club didn't look that lively, so. Okay, well, I think it's almost time to wrap it up. The chat's slowing down here to a crawl. I'm not sure what else to talk about here. We've already went over the PlayStation news that they're basically, you know, they're well, it's missing the forecast in the sense that they thought it was going to sell better than it was, and that there's not going to be any first-party major, I guess, releases until maybe sometime next year. I don't know, dude. So that's not great news. But tomorrow we have the Xbox coverage, the Xbox podcast. And that's going to update us on the future of Xbox. We've been waiting for that for about over a week now. So either the Xbox fanboys are going to continue to be pissed off, or Phil Spencer's going to set the record straight tomorrow. Oh. We can't continue the show if the chat's going to die out like this. It's not even late. You guys act like it's midnight. I mean, maybe it is for someone, but holy shit, you guys fall asleep so fast in here. I can't just sit out here and not. You got to keep it moving, man. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up. Come on, come on. Okay, well, we finished all the chocolates here. We ate the whole damn box. Oh, Lord. Banjo-Kazooie, never played it. It is Valentine's Day. Okay, but gamers don't celebrate that because they're down bad. I mean, I'm just being dead ass. Most gamers don't celebrate it because they're down bad. No, you guys are not celebrating Valentine's Day. Quit with the lies. Fuck. I'm celebrating Valentine's Day, Michael. That's why I can't tune in. That's bullshit. Who got you chocolate? Your mother, because she loves. Elder Scrolls 6 on the Creation Engine 2. Yeah, oh Lord. Oh. Yeah, that's dead. I mean, at this point, no one should care about the Elder Scrolls 6. There's no reason to give a shit about that. It's going to be a Starfield copy and paste. Yeah, and there's not going to be anything really new to it. It'll be broken. Same engine. Same animations. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, it's over. They waited too late to make these games. I mean, from 2011 to whenever the fucking Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, that's like, holy shit. Might be a 15-year gap. I mean, how many years since 2011? I can't do math. What year is it now? 2025? 4? Okay, well. It's already been 10 years, so. It's already been 15 years. I don't even know, dude. Well, it's going to be 25 years for the Elder Scrolls 6. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up because the chat is not saying anything of relevancy to the topic, so. You guys fell off. There's 344 people in here apparently, and it's just like, well, no one wants to chat. Well, I can't. That's time to wrap it up then. Haven't even been live for 2 hours. But the sun's not out, so it's getting colder out here. Oh my God. Do you think the Elder Scrolls 6 will be as bad as Starfield? Yeah, it's going to be trash. I just talked about that. Holy fuck. It's like we don't listen. Like we got to talk slower or something. I don't know. I just literally talked about it. I said it's going to be the same animations as Starfield. It's going to be the same slop, boring. It's going to be bad. I mean, I don't think they could make it good. They don't have the team. They don't have the talent. They got the resources with Microsoft, but I don't think they... Well, they're dying too. You know, Xbox is done, so... They waited too late to make it. You know, they should have made the Elder Scrolls 6 a long time ago. Have you played Metro Exodus Gold Edition $5.99 on the Xbox store? Is that the one with the ray tracing added, or is... No, I played a little bit, I think. I don't know. Okay, someone's yelling, so we're going to leave. I think someone's yelling, so we're going to leave. Yeah, Dragon Dogma 2, March 22nd. Yeah, that's late March, though, dude. That's a little ways away. It's over a month away, dude. There might be a demo, though, for it. Could be a demo for it. Play Helldivers 2. I'm not playing it, dude. You guys want to shill that slop. No one cares about that game. It's done. Opinions on SnowRunner. Well, I think they're making a new one that's like open world or something, so maybe we'll try that. Maybe we'll try that. The PlayStation is going full multi-platform as well. Yeah, well, they're yeah, it's over. The only one that's going to be left is Nintendo, and that's it. Xbox will announce a new handheld device. Yeah, but it's going to be cloud stuff probably. Play Deep Rock. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Have you ever played Shenmue 2, walking around the town, talking to people and playing all the mini games as Kino? Yeah, we played the first one a little bit. I don't know about the second. Nintendo is going to end up on PS5 and Xbox. No. No. Nintendo is the best-selling console. I don't know what you guys are smoking, but it's very strong. Nintendo is the best-selling console. PS5 is worth it if you never had a PS4. Yeah, well, sure, I guess. Plays most of the PS4 games anyway. Are there any games that the PS5 doesn't play on that are PS4? Watch Dogs 2 runs weird on PS5 though. Okay, well, I don't know the chat. I can't keep the show going here. It's just chat is too dead. Chat is too dead. They can't handle it. You say one wrong thing and it's just they're done. They can't get with the game design discussion. Yet they're going to shield GTA 6 and say, "Oh, look at Michael is they're going to the horse testicles shrink in cold weather," and it's like that. So you want to shield shit like that, but then you don't want to talk about it. It's like, well, imagine if I brought that up before it was actually a confirmed thing in the game. Like they think I'm a fucking who the fuck wants that? You're such a weirdo and blah 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 blah. But then when it's actually a thing in the game, they'd start praising it like, "Oh my god, the attention to detail." It's just hypocrisy. What game are you most excited for this year? Well, I don't know. What's coming out this year? Well, I guess Ass Creed in Japan, we'll see how terrible that is. And now they're shilling the new Call of Duty and saying that the new Call of Duty for this year, whatever it's going to be called, they said the campaign was built from the ground up years ago, and it's going to be the first true open world campaign for Call of Duty. It's not going to be like Modern Warfare 3. They said it's going to be good now. So, it's funny because there was rumors for Modern Warfare 2, and they were saying it's going to have, all this shit, and then it never came into the game. It's going to have a new blood and gore system. It's going to have choices, and, it's going to be inspired by No Country for Old Men. And it's like, where the fuck is that game? That is not Modern Warfare 2, bud. So they always hype up these Call of Duty games, and then, Star Wars Outlaws, yeah, that could be good, but I have a feeling that's going to be either delayed or. I forgot about that one, but if that does come out this year, then that could be, But I have a feeling if it's like Red Dead 2 with the Star Wars skin over it, I think that'll be at least somewhat interesting. But first of all, it's probably going to be pushed back into 2024. 2025 seems like the case. There's no updates for that game, Star Wars Outlaws, and it could be a little too linear. Could be a little too linear, but the way you get into the ship and go to the other planets, it's like, damn, that's light years out of stuff. If it looks like what they showed last year, and that's the final game, and it's not another Watch Dogs 1 situation, then yeah, that could be good. Give me an RPG in the Star Wars universe. I think that could be good. I don't want to play that fucking Jedi Survivor slop where it's like fake RPG shit. Just basically Knights of the Old Republic, but with better combat. It's not hard. And they were going to remake Knights of the Old Republic, but they stopped that, I believe. Far Cry 2 mechanics into the Warzone gun jams, some more realistic aspects. Yeah, but no one would play Call of Duty. That's the thing with some of these games. They throw in these interesting mechanics and choices and stuff, and it's like, well, it alienates the casuals won't play it. That's the thing. The casuals won't play it. I think GTA 5 was supposed to be a more in-depth game than ever, and I think they just gutted it and toned it down a lot. Because the casuals probably just can't handle it. And it's like, I hope they don't do that for GTA 6. I guarantee that GTA 5 was going to be a lot more detailed than what it was, because it doesn't make sense how you can go backwards in so many steps from GTA 4. It just doesn't really, well, they toned down the physics system. They toned down the driving. The driving in GTA 5 is it's arcade compared to GTA 4, and they did that because the normies, if GTA Online had GTA 4 driving, no one would play GTA Online. They would be dead. So you have to make sure the game is for normies, and so they can easily consume. And how do you do that? Well, you tone down the realistic elements and call it a day. Far Cry 2 was years ahead of its time. Well, I'm not saying it's perfect, but it was certainly interesting when you look back at it compared to the other games, because all the other Far Cry games are the same. From the ones I played 3, 4, 5, 6. Didn't play Primal. Played the Blood Dragon one. Didn't like that either. Very overrated. But, they were all the same basically. I want to be able to enter every building in GTA 6. That's not going to happen. So just unless they can figure it out where it's like some AI generated, it's just not going to happen. I don't need that. We can get more interior, sure, but I'd rather have the interiors be more interactable. I'm tired of walking into these interiors and there's nothing to do. So what's the point of having the interior? I'm done with these empty interiors. Like if we walk into an interior, you should be able to interact with something in there. It's called, Mafia 3 has more interiors. I looked it up on Google, but I couldn't find an answer. But dude, the amount of interiors in Mafia 3 is insane. It's like you can go into a lot of interiors. Now it's kind of pointless, but that mechanic is in the game. So it's like, well, it could be done, but I don't know. I would argue Mafia 3 might have the most interiors in an open world game like that. But I don't know what the official number is for the. Can anyone look that up? How many interiors are in Mafia 3? There's got to be at least, I don't know. There's a lot of interiors you can go into. More so than any GTA game. More so than more so than any of the Far Cry games. No, I'm not playing Control. That game's trash. We can't even hit 4K 60 on console. There's no way every building will be fully modeled. Well, because they're chasing resolution and frame rate. That's the problem. Like, when they have to ensure that these games hit a certain benchmark, it's like, yeah, you have to just start gutting the game essentially. It's like, well, this is too demanding on the game. Let's just tone that down. Because we have to appease and cater to Digital Foundry and the Metacritic score. And it's like, well, how do you do that? Well, you have ray tracing enabled, and you have all of that bullshit just turned on to the max. It's all the same interiors. Who cares? I mean, like, do you understand the expectations for GTA 6? Like, how high they are? Well, that's why the game doesn't need to come out anytime soon. In fact, they should just cancel the whole game. We don't even need GTA 6. It's like the Switch. It's like we don't need to switch to, just keep, they're doing just fine with GTA 5. Why do they need to make another one? They literally don't. They literally don't. Like, you've already made the last GTA game. You don't need to make GTA 6. Not sure why they're doing it. They ask you to play irrelevant games from years ago because the industry has nothing to show for, but then defend the same industry and say gaming has never been better. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Time to play Dragon Dogma 1. I don't want to play the first one because it's a 360 game. It's probably very outdated with the animations and graphics. So we'll just wait for Dragon's Dogma 2. Digital Foundry technical review turns. Yeah. The devs for Alan Woke. Sam Lake went on a date with Shill Hunter. Really? Oh, really? Well, that's why they were shilling the game. I mean, the game is trash. It's not. There's not even a. It's a fucking visual novel, dude. Like, that's the problem with that game. It's like there's barely any gameplay in Alan Wake 2. You just roam around and oh my god, no one bought or played that game. No one, dude. The sales for that have to be abysmal. Maybe max 1 million. Maybe max. Dude, the sales for that have to be abysmal. No one, and more so the completion rate. Oh my god. No one fucking played or beat that game, dude. It's garbage. Just garbage. It's a visual novel. It's woke. It's pretentious. It's fucking cringe trash. It's just garbage from top to bottom. Remedy is one of the worst devs that is out there. I don't know what happened, but you know, the old Max Payne games were fine, but man, they just got really up their own ass. Sam Lake's plastering himself in every fucking cutscene. Like, I don't need to see this guy over and over again. Like, he's just in love with himself. It's worse than Quentin Tarantino. It's like, fuck. It's like, you're a nobody in the games industry. Like, no one knows who you are. Oh, you're the face of Max Payne. Cool. Then stay the face of Max Payne. Don't fucking, like, inject yourself into these trash storylines. Control's one of the worst games I've ever played. It's horrible. Modern day Remedy makes garbage games. Like, I've never played a good modern day Remedy game. These are the worst games. Alan Wake fanboys were mad at you. Yeah, well, I don't care. I didn't know that game had a fan base like that. They're weirdos. It's like, who the fuck is defending that garbage? Like, they must have been paid. Like some fucking show campaign or something. Who the fuck's defending that game? There's no gameplay. There's no gameplay. Okay, we've been live for 2 hours. Probably going to wind it down here soon. We're losing daylight, and it's getting really chilly here. Oh, my God. Oh, the musical level. Oh, my God. Well, it just doesn't tell you where to go. I mean, the game does not tell you where to go. You can figure it out. You got to roam around. Like, I spent hours doing nothing in that game. It's so terrible. I spent hours doing nothing in that game. It's that bad. All this light puzzle bullshit. Like, oh. It is horrible. Technical marvel, by the way. Yeah, it's not even that good. Like, I what did we play it on? I don't even fucking remember. PS5, I believe. What did I play that game on? It had to be PS5. Horrible. Oh my God. Lucy will be more Jack than Abby. Well, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, the game isn't coming out for another 2 years. I'm sure the character models will change a bit. I mean, they just look a little unfinished in that trailer one. To a certain extent. Oh, remember when you said Doc was losing it on stream? And he hated that game. I could fucking tell. Now, again, he has to kind of sugarcoat things because he's a big streamer, but doesn't want to burn bridges and what have you. But man, I could tell, like, oh my God, because it took me hours to figure out how to get in the subway, and it's like, yeah, and then you got to do it all over again. Basically, it's the same fucking garbage on repeat. Horrible game, just like literally one of the worst games I played. Like, there's no gameplay. You know, if the pacing were better and they just kind of like streamlined certain things, it could have been like at least playable. But dude. You know, and I don't need another shooting gallery game, so I can respect it for that and say, well, it is a little different in the sense that but it's just another walking sim. It's another walking sim. It's not like an interesting game. So they toned down, you know, the shooting gallery stuff, which is interesting, I guess, because most games ramp that shit up. But just the pacing it's like 8 hours trying to figure out this fucking, like, where to go, and then Modern Remedy shit, the Max Payne remakes are going to be really bad. Oh, man. The Max Payne remakes are going to be terrible. GTA 6 March 2025. I really doubt it. Probably fall 2025. I think trailer 2 will give us a better window on when it might come out. Probably fall 2025. I'm assuming that's what the end of trailer 2 is going to say, fall 2025. That's a whole nother year of waiting. A whole nother fucking year of waiting for like, well, this game could be good, it could be next level, it could be revolutionary, but we won't know until fucking like 2026 essentially, and it's like, yeah, well, I don't really care. You know? They should not have shown the trailer until later this year. They shouldn't have shown the trailer that far in advance. There was no point outside of saying, hey, it is coming and it actually exists. There was no point because now it's, you look at every other game and it's like, well, these are just the same games. GTA 6 could be really amazing. Here's what you need to know and understand. By the time GTA 6 comes out, I mean, the 50 series will be halfway through its life cycle. The new RTX 50 series will be halfway through its life cycle. That's fucking crazy, dude. Because presumably the 50 series is coming out later this year. I'm assuming September, October. So, GTA 6 ain't coming out until a whole nother year on top of that. So it's like, well, might need a 6000 series for GTA 6. I mean, shit. By the time the damn game comes out. A delay announcement mid-2025. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, if they delay it or push it back even further from just the 2025, then there's no point. Like, who gives a shit? Well, they don't believe in crunch anymore, so they're going to work on it, and when they don't have to work on it, they won't. They're not doing 14-hour days anymore. It's not happening. It's a new Rockstar. They're not crunching on the game. They're not working all day on the game. It's not happening anymore. That's the old Rockstar. They've gotten super professional, and the quality will suffer. I guarantee you, the quality will suffer. You take the personality out of the people making it, and it's just going to be this fucking soulless game. Take-Two will be out in the summer. I don't know what that means. That's what they said? Okay, well, we're going to wrap it up here. Chat has completely died, so it's time to pack it up here. And maybe we'll come back for another stream. Maybe not sure. But we're going to wrap it up here, so that's going to do it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, supporting the show. And with that said, we will see you later. Got the Xbox podcast tomorrow. It's over.